Hello everyone, my name is Jamie McQuaid from Magnet Forensics, and today we've got another video to help you get started with Magnet AXIOM. In this video, we're going to talk about searching and filtering in AXIOM Examine. So I've got a case already up here ready to go. AXIOM Examine's open with a case, a bunch of evidence items, and we're going to talk about searching and filtering. Now, you can break down our filters into two main categories. Global filters, which are up here across the top, and column filters, which are inside each artifact and apply to each column. So column filters, pretty straightforward. We're in the Google searches artifact here. You could filter on any of these columns by right-clicking. This is for the search term. I can say filter on column, and I can apply that search term. So I'm going to use maybe the word how to, because I think there's a bunch of searches for how to, and we can see it applies a filter on just the how to. So you get hits for how to in all of the Google searches. Now these are specific to the single artifact for that single column, and you can continue to add other filters, and those filters are specific to what the content in the each column. So the search term, obviously it's a string. The date time is a timestamp. So if I filter on that, it'll allow you to set a date and time range. So depending on what type of data is in each column or each field, you can filter independent of that. So that's how the column filters work. And if I remove that, you can see it goes back to the full set, and we're back to square one again. Now the global filters, similar, but that applies to the entire case. So not just Google searches, not just the specific column, it applies to everything. So the first one, evidence. So this is pretty obvious. It'll filter on the source evidence, and as you can see in this case, I have a whole bunch of evidence sources loaded into this one. A Windows 10 computer, a Samsung J7 phone, a RAM capture for the computer, a USB device, and an iPhone. So I could filter on any one of these very easily. You could also filter on the artifacts, either by category or individual artifacts, or you could do it by content types. These are common things like URLs, anything that has a user ID, name, picture, video, or anything like that. Even items that are accessible or inaccessible by the users, that's dictated based on the source. So if the user can access it natively through Windows, it's accessible. If they can't access it, if it's deleted or we had to do something special forensically to get to it, it's inaccessible. Still on the computer, but inaccessible to a native viewer. They might have deleted it and it's in unallocated space or something like that. My favorite, date and time. So you can filter on the date and time, and Axiom's really nice and unique in the way that most tools, when you parse out timestamps, the date and time is stored together. Axiom, when it processes, it splits up the date and time and stores them separately. So you can actually do filters with the date or time independent of each other. So where most tools you can sit there and say, show me everything 7 to 10 p.m. last night. Great, you can do that with Axiom. But with this, you can actually filter out and say, show me based on a schedule. Maybe it's a corporate case, and you want to say, okay, I only care what he was doing at work, or if you know your user's schedule or anything like that. So I can create a filter like this one and say, go to weekdays only, Monday to Friday. And if I go down, I can choose, you can customize the time range, but you can say business hours, 9 to 5. And you can specify anything you want, but we'll just use the default one there and hit go. And now this will actually filter out everything in the case. And now we're down to, if I look at everything, 31,000 artifacts or so. That's 31,000 out of 416,000. So there's only 31,000 that have timestamps Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And you can see the filters applied across the top there, which is great. And you can continue to add other filters. You can filter based on tags. You might have applied some tags before, any profiles you built out, results, keywords. If you added a keyword list, you can filter on the keyword list, skin tone filter for pictures, or media categorization. So if you're doing child exploitation cases that have media categorizations already applied, you can filter on those as well. But you can stack these filters as well, and it basically applies an and to any of these. So we got Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and if I wanted to do the same keyword search for how to, I can just do how to and hit go. And it'll apply a keyword search to that as well. So now we've got the quick keyword search to it, as well as the other filter, and that gets stacked up there. And now we're down to 51 hits. You got some Google searches. We've got some Safari hits here, so you can see the Safari ones. And you can see it's highlighted the word "how to" in the title. We've got some emails here, so there's some Android Gmails with this user. And if I take a look, it should have it highlighted in the actual email. Let me just see if oh, there it is. I just about missed it. There it is right there. How to break in I don't know, whatever. But basically, there it is highlighted in the email. Same thing goes if it's a document. We've got just a Intel document here, nothing super special. You can preview the document here, or we can go down and we can start looking through and seeing if we can find that keyword. Oh, there it is. So there's the highlighted keyword in that document. And you can see that that was a very quick keyword search. You could go through it. It found everything within documents, emails, Google searches, chats, whatever it searches through, it'll find that keyword in there. And you might have noticed how fast that was. The reason being is we actually during the processing, index all of the artifacts for your case. It's better than a full index because a full disk index will take a long time. It can take several hours, but we basically just index anything that's an artifact. It adds minimal overhead, but still gets you the majority of what you need for your investigation. It's a really nice feature, and you can see how quick that keyword search applies along with the filter that we applied there. So I can clear those filters, go back to the top here, and we're back to square one on the entire case. Now, any keywords that you add here in the quick search are ands. So you can say how to and something else. They're all ands. So as you add keywords on the quick search, it always adds an and operator to it. Now, if you wanted to add an or and say, hey, I want to do this one or this one or this one, you would add it under keyword lists. You can import a keyword list there, and you can import a whole bunch of them, say this one, or this one. And those would actually come in as an or keyword search. Now, you can also do keyword searches and filtering on the file system and registry side. So if I move from the artifacts and we go to file system, you can sit there and take a look at, we're on the file system, you can run filters based on date and time, file size, attributes, tags and comments again, very good there, or you can do a quick search as well. Now, the search is relative to what's in the evidence pane. So if I, let's say I go to this Windows 10 PC, go to partition 3 and users, and now I've got the admin user here. So I've got an admin user, I'll go into the admin profile. Now I could do a search for ntuser.dat and it would come up here based on the quick search on the file path. However, if I want to search every subfolder, do a recursive search across everything in here, I would want to flip over, change from selected folder only to all subfolders. This gives me a recursive view of all the subfolders under the user admin's profile here. So now I see everything, and then I can conduct that keyword search. So it's important to understand the difference between doing the recursive one or just the parent folder as it stands. In addition, if I move over to the registry, you can also do keyword searches in the registry right here, search term, you type it in and it would give you your keywords. Now for this one, if you get multiple keyword hits, you can just hit the F3 button and it will move on to the next one. So you hit F3 and it moves on to the next keyword hit each time. So lots of ways to do keyword searches in Axiom. If I jump back to the start, we already mentioned during processing that you can set up keyword lists before. This is how you would do it afterwards. Both work really well. That's everything I wanted to show for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.